Oh my God, that's a bad. I've been on a Strokes kick, like, I'll be honest with you. That album is phenomenal. It's just a phenomenal album. Yo! Good to see you. Yo's in the chat, please. Just drop a yo. RJKCIT, thank you for the 48 months. JC Lewin, thank you for the 10 months. Zangaran, thank you for the 7. Protaco, thank you for the 8. I just got home from recording the podcast. Britain by a Star, thank you for the 15. Spongy Hands, thank you for the 41. Favorite Strokes album? I honestly only know that one. I know it's. I'm not a deep cut on the Strokes. I just know. Is This It? Is that the album name? I don't even know what it's called. That's the one that I like. Yo, pretty much 3. Thank you for the 14 months. Cool Salami, thank you for the Prime. Squidward Tennis Balls, thank you for the 19 months. Sun Tzu, wow, I didn't know Sun Tzu was a member of my esteemed chat. Thank you for the 69 months, very nice. How the hell are you doing? New Strokes album, are they still making music? Bro, how long have they been around? I listened to that album in 2001. Oh, they've been around since 1998. They're older than chat. That's fucking crazy. I'm going too fast. Welcome. Trans Trouble, thank you for the 8 months. Shank Wolf, thank you for the 20. Cled 2647. Listen, I got a lot of things to talk about. A lot of news items to talk about, but also a lot of events happening this week that I want to inform you if you're here early. Number fucking one is that tomorrow, after over a year, we are returning to coaching Squeaks in Hitman. We're going to do at least one run, maybe just one run, maybe with one attempt. Squeaks Hitman Atrioc, where's this video? I have a video entitled, what is it called? The worst Hitman ever. Squeaks. Yeah, I trained the worst Hitman ever. That's the video. I trained the worst Hitman ever. It hit 1 million views where we talked about how I look like a McDonald's worker. It's a big part of it. A shotgun kill if you have. And we tried where's the chat? We don't have chat on fucking this window because I was recording an offline video with Primogen. And we did not get there. I think the long and short of it is at the very end, in the back corner of the treehouse and hit a headshot. Do not peek your head out. They will one-tap you. Okay, you can still do this. You can do this because you've killed the leader. Shoot those guys that have the angle on you. Oh, God. You missed. Yes, you did it. Kill the other 2 guys that are shooting at you, okay? Okay. 2 bullets, 2 shots. No! Oh, damn it! So Squeaks didn't get there, and we were tired. That was the last attempt, and Squeaks gave up on Hitman. But recently, because of Moon, it's had a resurgence, and Squeaks has been practicing again. And I watched yesterday, and I think he's good enough for one more attempt. We're going to try one last chance tomorrow to see if we can get Squeaks to join the pantheon of streamers who have beaten Hitman Hardcore Freelancer. I'll have to find my McDonald's worker headset just so that we maintain continuity. You wouldn't want to shock anyone. Is he finally up to your standards? Listen, have you heard the phrase that a general goes to war with the army he's got? You ever heard that phrase? My standards are a little bit too high. I have Squeaks, and we have to make that work. Like LeBron in the West, exactly like that. Oh, God, the tragedy, bro. God, I don't even bring it up. I don't even want to talk about the Lakers anymore. It was such a sad... That might be LeBron's last game with the Lakers. And I just had to watch... I hate Oklahoma City. I hate them. I hate them, bro. Anyway, it's time for the Bronny era. I'm sorry. You think after LeBron James leaves the Lakers, they just keep Bronny around? You think they were keeping Bronny because of his raw skill? You think they do a build around with Bronny James, making him the core of the lineup? Paradox, 30 with 12 months. Lakers got swept because Braun isn't the GOAT. You know, last time I heard a message like this, I timed you out and you lost your mod. So be fucking careful. Blarger, thank you for the 21. Hat Matter, thank you for the 37. Have you heard of the buy now, pay maybe credit card Tuyo? Not only have I heard it, I am their single largest marketing event because I made a tweet roasting them. This is the most views I've ever gotten. I got 82,000 likes, 5 million views. What are... hey man, hope you had a great day so far. I had a very busy day today. I'll be quite earnest and honest with you. If any of you know X Nebula, thank you for the 10 gifted. Very kind of you. You have a message? If you guys know Primogen, oh, he's finally awake. Primogen is a YouTuber who covers tech and tech news, tech and those kind of news. And we did an episode today about Coinbase's so-called AI layoffs. The long story short is that Coinbase fired 14% of their company, and they said it was because they were pivoting to AI. And then we sort of looked into it and realized that like Coinbase is losing money over fist. And they immediately right afterwards had a huge outage. They laid off all these engineers. They said pivot to AI, and then they had a big fucking outage. So it was kind of an interesting story, and then we covered that. And then also, this is like, this is just for the live viewers because it's not going to be a clip because it's already a clip. I found this to be very hilarious. Let me see if I can find it. Where's this? There's this. I mean, some of you might be seeing it. If some of you actually have JOBs, I won't say the full word to piss anybody off. But if some of you have jobs, and you, especially white collar jobs, there's a lot of push to like use AI more, even if it doesn't make sense. They're just trying to like, a lot of people are trying to force it down from the top is the use more AI. And so, what if I can find this? Where is it? Well, I've got a slide for it. I'll just pull up the slide. This one. Okay. Yeah. So Amazon was rewarding employees based on how many tokens they use with AI. And so all the employees just figured out that they could create basically ways to generate fake tokens, just to do fake work. And so, they made this in-house mesh claw tool they created. And so, basically, every token used cost the company money. So all these employees were just burning tokens, doing useless work to climb a leaderboard so they could get promoted. So Amazon was wasting money on the tokens and wasting money promoting the wrong employees. And burning energy. It was a real win-win-win, dude. That's what I'm talking about. This is just good business. This is just the best. This is the way it can be done. Employees said the move reflected pressure to adopt the technology after Amazon introduced targets for more than 8. Yeah. So, and Primogen had a good point, which is like once you make a measurement that people get promoted on, people are going to game that measurement. That's just how humans work. And so that's exactly what they did. What does upper management do that didn't see this coming? Well, upper management is getting pressure from even higher management, executive leadership, or I guess CEO, to make sure their employees are using AI more. So everybody is just like punting it down the chain, It's called Goodhart's Law. Yeah, I was informed that by Primogen. And then, so Coinbase lays off all these employees, right? And then they're like, okay, here's the thing. All our managers need to also be individual contributors, which some people will say, oh, that's a good idea. But then they said every manager is also going to manage more people. So now every manager is expected to also do full-time, high-quality coding but also manage 15 people. So now they're going to be dog shit managers and dog shit individual contributors. They're going to be horrible at both. There's just no human being that's going to do that well. Wait, let me turn on the air. It's hot in here. Anyway, most managers can't code. Yeah, that's why they're saying use AI. So now, if you're a coder, your manager is going to be managing more people and also just pushing dog shit updates through AI that they don't even understand. That it's gonna be bad, dude. And pressuring you to let the dog shit go through. I mean, even if they're not pressuring you, it's just different because they're your manager. So it's like there's less of a check on their stupid ideas. And then everyone who's supposed to be doing code reviews is apparently like running that shit through AI to do it for them, so nobody's even checking. It's like, definitely there's some, I always have to add the caveat that like, obviously some people are using AI in some smart ways, and it's making it, like it's speeding some things up. But it's creating so much work slop. It's a real, like, we did a work slop clip a while back, people sent me their own stories. It's just people finding ways to punt the actual thinking work onto someone else. Like, if you just generate a fucking full-ass, I don't know, 6-pager on your idea, then someone else has to read that shit and find out what is real or true or what you do off of it. You're just punting it down the... Anyone who's worked in an office knows most work is work slop anyway. I've worked in an office for 10 plus years. I'm trying to think. I mean, it's true there's a lot of slop, don't get me wrong. It's more that, like, how do I put this? There were markers of quality that tied to effort. The big example that I use is like Amazon, right? Amazon required these 6-page documents before you did any big idea. So it was like, if I have an idea, we're going to do TwitchCon, okay? I have to write up a 6-pager that explains like what the benefits of TwitchCon would be to the company. What's the competitive landscape? Why would it cost? Why would we do it? And the whole point is I have to like get my ideas figured out and then put it into a concise 6-pager. And if I write that, it means I know what I'm talking about. It means like I've understood this enough to do this. But now that you can generate that shit in 2 seconds, it feels like the effort of doing it is pushed onto someone else. You know, it's like the thinking part of the work that decided whether this is a good idea or not is no longer there. No, apply it to entire business plans. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. If you're somebody who's like trying to make a business plan, like, you know, like if you were applying at a bank for a loan, the fact that you wrote up a business plan used to be like, okay, well, they've thought this through. There's something there. But now, now it doesn't mean anything. I don't know. I think the markers of quality are what's disappearing. Even think of the 62 months. Did you watch the Ezra Klein LA mayor debate? I actually did watch it. I actually did watch it only because I wanted to see who had real thoughts on housing policy and who was repeating platitudes. Like, I just think 9/11 was bad. America should be free. And I actually graded them. We were going to do a thing. We didn't end up doing this for LS, but I actually did. I think Matt Mahan and Katie Porter had the most realistic, well thought out answers. Although what's interesting, I don't know if you got, I mean, this is like so in the weeds. Katie Porter staffer video. I don't know if you guys have seen this. Apparently this tanked her whole campaign. Did I show you this, or was this on
to air pollution and other problems, and the state could lose get out of my shot.
Katie Porter's campaign for California governor is going viral, but probably not the way she would have hoped.
It's funny because I feel kind of bad now because I did watch her. I watched the debate and I was like, on housing policy, she was quoting real studies and like, but this video has just tanked her campaign. People just don't
and the state could lose.
Sometimes you talk like this in the chat. Don't compare how I talk to chat to Katie Porter's outburst.
Out of my shot.
Sometimes you guys are in my shot, though. You ever think about that? You ever apologize? No, I'm nice to chat, bro. I'm nice to chat. Real Echo, thank you for the 8 months. She didn't think about Year of Kindness, that's for sure. Crazy to point your webcam at your messy ass kitchen in the first place. Not that crazy, actually. Voters want to see you as a regular person in a real house. The more pristine your background, the more out of touch you seem. I don't vote for pores. Dude who only likes rich old politicians and has been so happy for decades. What's there to complain about? Politicians have never been richer and never been older. This is awesome. I'm in heaven. Ringo. No, Ningo. They give it the 21 months. Thank you. I gave you the thanks. Ihaka, they give it the 6 months of tier 3. You said, holy 6 months of gobbling glizzies. I feel like a little piggy, oink, oink. That was your intro. And then you have a real question afterwards. Just cut that part. You fucking psycho. Just skip to the question. You asked about Kevin O'Leary's data center. Yeah, I think, as I've always said, Kevin O'Leary's a great man. Kevin O'Leary's a great man who can do no wrong. What you don't understand is that he was on Shark Tank. All right? You understand that. He paddled Chalamet's ass in a movie. Do you understand? Is that not getting clear to you? Are you not? He's called Mr. Wonderful. He takes a ping pong paddle and paddles Timothée Chalamet's ass. And you're telling me he shouldn't run a data center. I just don't get you. I don't understand your politics. If that should qualify you. What's not clocking? He once, many times, told Shark Tank pitchers that he would, they should take his smaller offer because he could use his social media cannon. And then he would tweet them out to 8 likes. I mean, that's called motion, bro. That's called motion. So I really don't see what there is to dislike. I guess I'm just trying to. In the USA, are you seeing Aussie punters major push to gas tax on your news? You've put in 2 separate links and a lot of stuff in this. I have read the trading game. I thought Gary's claims about City were goofy. Jimbo's the Great, they give it the 2 months. Australian budget proposal dropped 15 hours ago. You have to read about it. I'm not read up on it. Today, I worked on the Coinbase AI layoffs and the general AI layoffs hoax story. If you look under the hood of almost every AI layoff, it's just a real layoff that wants to seem cool. Almost every AI. I mean, I think there's some truth of they're not hiring new entry-level positions as they figure out whether they can do those with AI. I think that is a real thing. But in terms of actual layoffs, it's just companies that want to lay off because they're not doing well financially. And then they're what's a fake layoff? It's not that the layoff is fake, it's that the rationale is fake. It's if a company lays off because of AI, it sounds like, oh, well, this is a future forward company that wants to be on the cutting edge. We should reward them. If they lay off normally, it's like, oh, this is a company that dramatically overhired or is shrinking. We should punish them. That's the difference. And so everybody's doing it. When are you laying off your editors for AI? Yeah, I'm gonna have ChatGPT edit all my videos from now on. Just gonna feed it in there and tell it to as soon as possible. Why don't you call them lay-ons when they hire a bunch of people? Hey, long time, first time question for you. If it's not okay, ignore it, divide them. Carney's making some plays in Canada, but they announced a sovereign wealth fund. It doesn't really match my understanding. What we did talk about this, but it is our first time chatter. I can just tell you that a sovereign wealth fund is usually used by petrostates that have a huge surplus from some natural resource that might go away. You know, that's not going to last forever. And they take the money from that, and instead of just wasting it in the short term, they usually invest it in stocks or bonds or real estate to grow over time. And then your country has this surplus of money they can use on other things. It's kind of weird for a country that's in debt as much as like America or even Canada is to be doing a sovereign wealth fund, but you could do it. It's not impossible. You know, a more realistic thing would be just to pay down some of the debt. It's like if you have a bunch of debt right now, you as a person, and then you get some money, putting that into like a savings account is not as good as just paying down the debt. It's just not. The cost of the interest you'll be saving is worth more than what you're going to earn on the, but whatever. It's not, is the title a new Trump tweet or is Atrioc making it up? I'm not making it up. Fuck it. We'll talk about that. It's not even that deep. I don't know. The White House just put it out fucking today. This is 4 hours ago from the official White House account. 51st state, Venezuela. You know, probably more bullshit. Obviously, the White House account has done plenty of bullshit. Trump has done plenty of bullshit. But like even soft floating this idea is so insane. It's so insane. So insane we haven't done it already. Because it's such a good idea. Yeah, I guess Canada is the 52nd, if by his logic. Golden age. By the way, not that this is my line of thought, but isn't it kind of crazy to tell a base of voters who you've been telling, I'm going to get rid of all Venezuelans and all South Americans and all, we're going to deport everybody, and then we're going to add 31 million new Venezuelans into America? Isn't that like an insane line of thought? I don't know if anyone voting for this is even thinking that through before jumping on support, but doesn't make any fucking sense? He wants the oil. Do you think you need to have Venezuela be the 51st state in order to get the oil? Do you think America's never gotten oil from a place that wasn't a state before? It just doesn't make a lot of sense. It doesn't make a lot of sense. 51st state Hormuz. Hey, have you guys heard? You know, the taco trade is over. Wall Street is soured on the taco trade. Taco trade, Trump always chickens out. It's the idea that, if Trump makes a big market-shaking announcement, you should take the bet that it'll be reversed because Trump doesn't want to panic the markets. But now there's the nacho trade, which is not a chance Hormuz opens. And like everybody that's been buying into the taco of like, well, he's going to back down. It's like, wait a minute. No, there's just no fucking way it happens no matter what. And so oil prices are rising and bond yields are rising, even when he makes these like, we have a deal. Not to sound dumb, but why is annexation of Venezuela a bad idea? Well, first of all, the fact that Venezuelans almost assuredly don't want to become the 51st state. So it would have to be, a military annexation? So now we're fighting a war in Venezuela for conquering. But secondly, it's that you're adding 31 million people who are entirely different culture, background, fucking language, and not even contiguous to America in the middle of already divided country, and then we're gonna the why it's not a good idea seems apparently obvious. The harder thing would be to think of like how it could go right, but it's not gonna happen. It's just another Trump, I don't know, distraction or idea. Why doesn't Trump call it the Gay of Hormuz so that we could leave and then what? Iran would pull their ships. Oh, you mean Iran might not want to be considered gay. So if we call it the Gay of Hormuz, they'll get out of there quick. Yeah, that's a real interesting idea. That's a real interesting idea. You spoke about a book on LS about when society knows there's a massive line of people act around it. Yeah, it was When Everyone Knows That Everyone Knows, Maddie B. We did a book club on it too. I feel like the average Venezuelan will be part of America because their country's in the shitter right now. I think the average Venezuelan would like to have an election and vote for the person they voted for last time when they had an election. They didn't get because Maduro subverted it. I think that's probably what they'd rather do. If I had to guess. And then Maduro got kidnapped by America, but they didn't change the leadership at all. It's just Maduro's second in command. So any hope Venezuelans had about things radically changing didn't happen. I think they would prefer that. You got to help Squeaks on a Hitman Influencer Hardcore run. We're doing it tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm coaching Squeaks for one last attempt. This is our last time we will try. If not, he's uncoachable. Tomorrow, we are returning to Squeaks coaching, and I will be attempting one last attempt to bring Squeaks over the edge. It's been 2 years. It's been a year, I think. It's like Kobe and Phil. Yeah, it is. It's like Kobe and Phil. I'm Phil Jackson. Squeaks is Kobe Bryant. That's right. You've correctly identified it. And we're going to go for a 2010 championship. Did you see Mamdani clearing up the deficit? What do you think the title means? When the title says Mamdani balanced budget, do you think I saw it or didn't see it, Magnus? Like, just honestly answer the fucking question. Because what do you think that means? Up in the air, up in the air, up in the air, up in the air. Okay. We will talk about that. I promise you we'll talk about everything in the title. There's so many things to talk about. I'm just, we're vibing for a second. I'm getting into it. They're calling Squeaks the Mumbai Marlin now. That's more important. We got to talk about that. Hey, first-time chatter and VA voter. I saw on LS if you hit the panic button if you thought the midterms election were not free and fair after the courts overturned the referendum in VA. Opening the voter rights act and various dreamers may have been free but not fair elections. Am I crazy when that happened? You're not crazy. You're a quick thing. Okay, let me just let me see if I can explain this. But I'm gonna have the exact dates in front of me, but it's important. Okay? So there's like two big Supreme Court rulings. This is why Supreme Court matters and why it's so shitty that we have such a bad Supreme Court right now. There was the Voting Rights Act. Voting Rights Act from like the 80s. Okay? And basically it says it doesn't matter what your intention is. If mathematically some minority group is being cut out with gerrymandering, like if you're drawing your lines on your map so that some group doesn't get to vote or doesn't get representation, which normally happens with like cities will cut certain lines through black neighborhoods to try and make sure they don't get a vote. That's the idea. That's the idea. Or, for example, how it feels like streamers don't get a vote in this country. Somehow they've drawn the line so that streamers don't have a majority vote, which feels really weird because we're the most important. It's like one of the worst. Anyway, so some sort of group gets oppressed by gerrymandered lines is the idea. The Voting Rights Act was a way of saying like, hey, however the fuck you justify it, if mathematically it's not adding up, then the federal courts can strike down the way you've drawn your lines. And people on the Supreme Court, including Roberts, Republicans on the Supreme Court, have supported this act in the past, like in writing. And then now that we're approaching a really important midterm where Trump is likely and Republicans are likely to lose a lot of seats, suddenly everything has changed. And so, I don't know, very recently, the Voting Rights Act was struck down, basically. And they said, you can only be, your lines can only be overturned if they can prove intent. So they have to prove that you intentionally drew those lines to cut out some group from being able to vote. That's the idea. Okay? It can't just be math-based. And proving intent is way, way harder. And generally, you can just say, like, nah, we didn't do it for that reason. We did it for X, Y, and Z. And, like, it's just harder to. And so, because this was struck down, all these states, basically almost every fucking state they can, even Democratic states too, are frantically rushing to redraw their lines to be more beneficial for their party. So Democratic states are redrawing their lines to be more beneficial for Democrats, so they get more seats. Republicans, same thing. But the problem is, this is just being real, many states have tried to add like bipartisan commissions and rules to stop gerrymandering. Some states have tried to do this. And the states that did this, I'm just gonna be honest with you, they're all blue. So all the states that have done this in the past to try and stop themselves from gerrymandering now face all these obstacles that don't let them gerrymander as much. Now, California did. California has just basically gerrymandered itself to add, 5 new Democratic seats. And then Utah did it to add 1. But because Republicans are doing it en masse, they've added 14, 15 so far, if you count like Tennessee and South Carolina and so 18. So they're getting plus 12, basically. If the math works out the way they are, right now the Republicans have gerrymandered themselves 12 new seats in Republican states that are going to add more than the Democratic gerrymandering. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean Republicans sweep in the midterms or anything. It just makes it a lot harder because of the way the lines are drawn. It's kind of fucked up. And so I think the way this Voting Rights Act has been reinterpreted is pretty whack. Especially because intent, you can even say that your intent is partisan. You can say, I'm doing this for partisan reasons, because there's another Supreme Court ruling which made it so that federal courts cannot strike down state-level decisions on lines if they're for partisan reasons. So you can basically say openly, we're redrawing these lines to fuck over the other party, and shit can't do about it. It's like a really frustrating set of court decisions that is leading to a lot of gerrymandering. And I'm not saying any state is really immune to this. I don't like it happening in Democratic states either. But the fact is, it's like this race to the bottom where all the states in the union that have any benefit to be gained are getting progressively more gerrymandered. And again, I'm sure you guys know what gerrymandering is, but the basic idea is like, here, I think we just need a picture. Because when you see a good gerrymander, like worst gerrymandered states, like here's a great example from fucking North Carolina, right? You draw the districts in such a way, you make these weirdly shaped districts, so you capture all of the blue voters in one. So they only get one vote. That's the idea, right? So instead of like these people being spread out and maybe winning an election here and an election here and an election here, they just get one vote captured in one. And so all the states, both blue and red, are now, a lot of them are leaning towards doing this as a gear up for these important midterm elections. And it just feels like these are ways of subverting the will of democracy, especially going into a midterms where Republicans are pretty unpopular. Like all votes that have been held recently have swung against them. So theoretically that would happen in the midterms, but if they draw the lines in the right way, it might be pretty hard. that number 4 and number 2, yeah, they're just dog shit. And this is like not even from recent. They've gotten so much worse. Why'd you say fucking North Carolina with such disdain? Because look at it. Look at the way they draw their map, bro. That's why I said fucking North Carolina with this disdain. Isn't North Carolina where, am I wrong? Is this where Mr. Beast has his, there should be a Beast district. What if they drew a different one where it was all about the Beast and he gets a third party? The Beast compound. There could be some real fire there. The Beast district. Man, you speak nonstop like YouTube, and I was thinking the videos are edited. Well, you thought the videos were edited to cut the space between words? You thought I was pausing between each word and they were cutting that down? Honestly, you're the first person to tell me that. Most people send me messages like, hey, wow, I can't believe in real life I can't watch it on 4x, 5 times speed to ingest the information so fast that I don't gain nothing from it. What are your thoughts on the big China meeting? Yeah, I'm doing that soon. I want to do it. I mean, I could just tell you that my thoughts are that Trump is going in with a worse hand than he would like. But it's a pretty important meeting. I think the consequences for Taiwan could be pretty significant. But I'm working on a prez that I'm going to do on the day of. So it's a little more. There's a few days. So I'm going with Trump. Yeah. What else did I want to say about the Voting Rights Act? So the Voting Rights Act got repealed. States across the country are redrawing their lines. Republicans are plus 12. Yeah, it can backfire, though. It can backfire, though. So look. So if you're unpopular enough, look, here's a great example. Right? Let's say this is the way the vote breaks down. Let's say if you did all the voters normally, it's 60% blue, 40% red. But if you cut it this way, then blue wins 5 out of 5, which isn't really fair because 40% of the voters are red. It should be split 3-2, right? Or you could cut it this way, and then Republicans win 3 out of 2. And there's the way you slice it matters. But if you slice it like this, if you cut it so that every district has only like 49% of your opposition, so they don't get any voice, then if there's an unpopular enough president, you could have a catastrophic wipeout. Like if they try to gerrymander too much and spread all the opposition out across different districts so they don't have any voice, it can be really risky because if even a few percentage points swing against you, suddenly all these districts that used to be like diehards can wipe out. So there's a possibility this does backfire, to be honest, given how unpopular Trump is and how gas prices keep rising and yada, yada, yada. Wouldn't gerrymandering not work if people flip? Yeah, exactly. Just, the way gerrymandering works is that there's groups of people who never flip in America. That's the truth, is that if you gerrymander right, there's just groups of people who don't flip. Didn't Texas redraw some of their districts based on? Yeah, exactly. There's a perfect example. Is that Texas just redrew their maps to be more pro-Republican, and they got +5 new seats, right? That should go red in this election. But a lot of the math based on that +5 seat is based on Latinos voting exactly the same way they voted in 24 elections. Will that happen? I don't know. I don't know. People in general are less happy with Trump. Latinos even more so. So are they going to vote exactly the same way as they did? That's not necessarily true. And so it's possible this gerrymandering backfires after this election. We'll see. But it's a problem going forward. Yeah, dude. Gerrymandering is a problem going forward. 100%. Every state in the union is drawing its lines to make your vote matter less. If you're not part of the majority, it's cutting you out in a way that's not good. It's not good. Of course I don't agree with it. I'm just saying why it might not go. Maybe if another Trump song comes out. You're right. If they have a sequel to I will vote for Donald Trump, then perhaps they'll flip it back. What if we dissolve all the states and just be one state? Let's call it California just to piss everybody off. Clancyville. No, we're not going to name it after Dan fucking Clancy. This is so random. Obviously, you're a proud Democrat. Do you believe Kamala would have been a good president, not compared to Trump currently? No. What the fuck are you talking about? What about what I said made me a proud Democrat? First of all, you haven't listened to what word I said. Second of all, compared to Trump, Kamala would be 100 times better compared to what he's done in the past year. It's one of the worst 1 years of president in history. Would she be a good president in the grand scheme of things? Probably not. No. But it doesn't matter. Of course I voted for her. Of course. I'm not kidding that a corpse would have been a better president than Donald Trump. I'm not kidding. Right now, in the past year, had someone done nothing, literally nothing, like showed up to the office and not done anything, we'd be in a better spot. Joe Biden, if he had said, you know what, I'm going to sit this one out, this term out. I'm president, but I'm not going to do anything. It would have been a better. How can you prevent gerrymandering? What you really need to do is we gotta. I mean, it's just hard because you have to win. It's like you have to win power at a local level, a state level, a state Supreme Court level, a national Supreme Court level, and then you have to voluntarily give up that power. You have to voluntarily make it harder for you to win again. It's like it takes real sacrifice, and only a few states have even done it. And again, like I said, they're all blue. So, but yeah, you could theoretically get the power and then vote in new rules that make it so no matter who wins, they can't gerrymander. You can make it so that an independent review board sets an independent bipartisan review board sets the fucking lines or whatever. It's possible to do these things. It's just hard. And it's against incentives. Do you think if the Dems win the midterms, they'll do a federal ban on gerrymandering? It's just a federal ban on gerrymandering. The way our system works, it's like, it's very hard to not end up in legal fights with states on every level. A federal ban on gerrymandering will probably just get blocked in state courts, even if they did it, which I don't think they would. Would you down for a simple majority to win the whole president? I mean, a better way to do it would be the reason gerrymandering works, right? Is this whole district level thing. It's a way to do it that is pretty cool. It's like called, what is it called? It's called party lists. I think it's called party lists. It's where we all get invited to a big party and you get put on the list. Party lists is like, let's say you're the Virginia Republican Party, okay? The Virginia Republican Party. You have a list of who your representatives will be. It's Representative A, Representative B, Representative C. Okay? And then everybody in Virginia just votes for the party they want. And so let's say Virginia voters go 62% Democratic, 38 Republican. Okay? Then you just get 38% of the seats. That's it. And then you get to put these representatives in. So you don't really vote for the individual so much, but I don't think people do that too much anyway. Then you don't have any districts. You don't have any. Doesn't Germany do a hybrid of that? Possibly. I'm not 100% sure. But like, there's ways to do that to where just the voter share matters. And then you get a percentage proportional to the voter share. I think that's a better system. But there's probably even better ones than this. It's just an example that I know. This gives more power to the parties. The parties already have an obscene amount of. Like, what would that change? It gives them more power parties to pick representatives, I guess. Yeah, I guess so. The benefit of districts, you guarantee that there's someone for district representation? Yeah, I guess. But the problem is people just move to districts that are either not competitive for them so they can win and stack the deck, or they get into power in a district and then draw in such a way so they can never lose and they sit there forever. Do you understand? That's the problem. What you really want is to be able to vote people out if they're not doing the job you want. But it gets fucking hard, especially because in America we're kind of polarized. So it's like you often end up with someone you don't love, but if you vote them out, you're going to get someone you really hate. So it's kind of fucked up, you know? It's like, shouldn't all districts be done by a third party? Yeah, but then you have to, like, who's the third party? Who's unbiased? Can they be got? Can they be bought? It should be you. What if it was my chat? What if my chat draws the lines? I wouldn't be fair. I draw one big circle around America and voila. Clancyville's gonna be throw red and blue buckets of paint at a map and call it a day. I still believe third party's coming. Third party's coming, bro. The lemon party. The lemon party. Hello, Mr. Big A. I just wanted to say I started watching after your Tesla video, and I watched all your Big A videos since, and you helped me be more typed into the news, and I love the podcast. Keep it up, Glizzy King. Wow. An honor and a pleasure for someone's first time chat to call me Glizzy King. It's a testament to how much YouTube can spread culture that you are calling me a Glizzy King despite never having been in this chat. And despite Big A clips barely mentioning Glizzy, you've somehow... No, Mr. A is my dad. Call me Glizzy King. Thank you, Jonton Soup, for the bits. Is this the number one AoE 2 player? I need some coaching. I'm not the number one AoE 2 player, but I did beat Hera again today. He says he crashed, but the scoreboard shows an Atrioc victory. He says he crashed, bro. But I look at the chart and I see another plus 11 elo points. He was offline grinding. I was just queuing up on ladder and I got hair and I was like, oh, are you live? And he goes, no, I'm just grinding. And then 5 minutes into the game, he just crashes. Afraid much? Afraid of losing again? Perhaps. Perhaps, dude. That's 3-0. That's 3-0, baby. However, I will be coaching him. Not coaching, I'm sorry. That's arrogant. We're the same elo. I will be practicing with him for his tournament. Probably a Thursday night. We're going to do an offline, not recorded, not replay uploaded practice schedule. And we're going to prepare some builds so we can fuck up the tournament. I think Hera's going to win so hard. I think this grubby tournament is going to be so free for him. I know, like, he's kind of close in elo to Yamato Cannon and Tyler 1. No, I promise you, Hera's gonna fuck it up. I think Yamato will win. I'll take that bet. I'll take that bet. Australia got rid of negative gearing, but we grandfathered in all the existing homeowners, so it's a 2-tier system. Wait. Okay, well, I want to do an update on this. I saw a headline, but I haven't read about it yet. If this is true, that's fucking hilarious. That is so insanely fucked. That's crazy. Not getting rid of the bad incentive and the bad problem, except for broke young people. That's the dumbest thing I ever heard. That's so funny. I mean, I should do a video on it. I don't want to talk about it right now. Let me do a video. That actually sounds like a great topic. Australia just did the dumbest thing. It's a good Big A clip. That's a good idea. Oh, so we talked about Venezuela, 51st state. God willing, we get the 51st state Venezuela so that we can have finally a harmonious country. Mamdani balanced budget. I want to talk about that. So look, where's the Mamdani video? Let's watch it. Mamdani.
It's executive budget season, and I'm proud to announce that our city's budget is fully balanced. This budget isn't just about numbers on a page. It determines if our libraries get funded, if a street is safe to cross, if snow is actually shoveled after a storm, and you deserve to know exactly how we got here. We inherited a $12 billion budget deficit.
We are speaking about a fiscal crisis at the scale greater than the Great Recession.
Was the Great Recession? Great Recession. Many said the only way out of this was slashing services and passing an austerity budget. We rejected that. After months of painstaking work, that deficit is now zero. Our city is now on firm financial ground. We achieved this in two major ways: increasing revenue and support from Albany, and cutting waste and finding savings here in New York City. Thanks to Governor Hochul, State Senate Majority Leader Andrea Stewart-Cousins, Assembly Speaker Carl Hastie, and months of organizing from New Yorkers, we tax the rich.
Okay.
That tax alone will raise $500 million per year. And that's not all. Thanks to Governor Hochul and our partners in Albany, we finally got a better deal for New York City. We're getting billions more from the state to help tackle the gap. At the same time, we've been pouring over the city budget.
I'm going to break this down in a second.
We reduced unnecessary overtime and found smarter ways for government to deliver services. This all added up to $1.77 billion in total savings. Our budget isn't just about closing deficits. It's about building a city New Yorkers can actually afford. On day 8 of our administration, we announced a historic partnership with Governor Hochul to finally deliver universal childcare. That's $1.2 billion in new funding from Albany. And this was just the beginning. Investments in citywide trash containerization, cheaper groceries, safer streets, relief for taxi drivers are all on the way. And we're increasing funding for libraries, parks, and cultural institutions. I promise to make sure you were part of this budget process every step of the way. This is your city. These are your tax dollars.
No, it's not my
this
city.
Budget should reflect your priorities. We're proud to put forward.
First of all, why doesn't Dan Clancy do this? You never see his ass out there making videos about what he's doing with our fucking tax dollars here on Twitch.
Forward a budget for the working people of this city. And we're going to do it again next year. And next year. And next year. And next year.
Okay, so this is a pretty big news. Here's the thing I really like about it. I'm gonna say what I really like about it first. There's parts that are worth drilling into, but the part I really like about it is that it's a politician talking earnestly and honestly about the fucking budget to voters. I like this. I really like this. I wish more of them did it. I wish more of them prioritized getting the budget balanced. It's important. It needs to be a priority. It is so annoying that most politicians think, maybe even correctly, that voters don't care and they ignore this stuff and kick the can down the road and they just fund their current term on deficits. I think that is exhausting because we're just constantly dealing with the consequences of kicked cans from previous administrations, both on a national, a state, and a city level, okay? So I think this is good. I think this is good. Now, the way it's funded, let's see if we can pull a little bit of a chart here. So they got a 12 billion. Oh, this is way too fucking fat. They have a 12 billion gap. $12 billion negative that they have to fill. This is left over from the last administration. Not a good thing. And what he could have done is make no attempt to fill this, continue borrowing, and hope the next guy figures it out as the large amount of debt. By the way, this is the deficit of like running the city year to year. However, the total debt in New York is closer to like 99 billion. That's the consequence of all the previous deficits added up. And he's not going to be able to tackle this problem just yet. It's fucking huge. But step one is to fix this so that you're not adding to the deficit, to the debt. Okay? If you're not adding to it, then slowly you can chip away at this. And as the city grows, it'll be less. Okay? Not my fucking, looks like 9913, doesn't it? You stop the bleeding. So I just want you to understand that there's a, of course, with all debt problems in America, it's fucking huge. But this is the step one, is the 12 billion. So how did he cut this gap? First, he made $500 million, 0.5, from the luxury second home tax, the pied-à-terre tax, okay? If you have a $5 million home that's not your main residence, there's an increased tax on that, okay? That's the part that is like raising taxes on the rich. He wants to do more. So far has been blocked by the state. That's the biggest part of it. It's raising taxes on the rich, but it's a start, okay? That's 0.5. That's $500 million. And it's a meaningful amount with this amount of deficit. It's a meaningful amount. Then there's like $8 billion. This is the majority of the gap that comes from going to the state level, Governor Hochul of New York State, and saying, hey, we need you to send us some money. Now, people have in the chat, I see some of you saying that like, well, isn't that like a one-time thing? He hasn't really balanced the budget. Here's what I want to say. This is only for the next 2 years. However, making it long-term is not unreasonable because New York City sends more in tax dollars to the state than it gets back, okay? It's a net gain for the state, New York State, NYS. So I believe the number is like 20 billion more. So when you tax New Yorkers, $20 billion more goes to the state than comes back. So this $8 billion just comes out of this gap. Do you understand? So they're just cutting into this. So it's still a net gainer for the state. They're just taking less. And because New York City is such an important part of the state, it makes sense that the state would want more of that total tax pool to go back to the city to keep it to be a strong gem or jewel. So this is not that unreasonable. Like, I don't think this is that crazy that he has negotiated a deal with Governor Hochul. In fact, I'm impressed that he did it because they were kind of at odds. Zoran Mamdani and the governor of New York State Governor Hochul, were like seemingly teaming up for a fight. And now Zoran is pretty good at diplomacy. Zoran has somehow found a way to become friends with Trump and Governor Hochul and everyone. I don't know, but he found a way to negotiate this deal. Now, there's other parts of it. The part of it that's the most questionable is that it also includes, I think this is like 1.7 billion. I don't know the exact number, but it also includes, why did I do a B? A lowercase capital B. This part is it basically he is delaying payments into New York City pensions. So like if there's like a firefighter or teacher or whatever pensions, they are not paying it now and will pay more later. So that is a big question mark. I know that like from the more left side of his fan base, they're like, what the fuck is that about? I do think we as a country need to have a reckoning with, I don't know, dude, with how much of the budget is going towards boomers, old people. We need to figure out a way to balance because the pension numbers increase all the time. The pensioners vote. They have very, very strong public unions and they increase it a lot. So it's something that we need to figure out. But anyway, he's not decreasing their benefits. Just to be clear, he's just delaying the New York City's payment. The idea is that they can make the payment later. But that is still kind of, in my mind, a bit of a shortfall, the 1.7 billion. What else did he do? He also, so New York City, let's just give me some more room here. New York State has a mandate to decrease class sizes. Okay? And that basically means in like high schools, teachers can only have a certain number of students. I don't know what the exact number is. I think it's like, you can't have more than, I don't know, 16 or 18 or whatever. 25, smaller classes. He has smaller classes. So that is going to cost money because you have to hire a lot more teachers. What Zoran did is he delayed this. He basically said, I'm punting on that. I need an extension from the government, and we're going to not do that yet. So they're going to not decrease class sizes. However, it's worth noting this is kind of a smart thing to choose because with the way the population curve is going, class sizes are naturally decreasing pretty rapidly. Like they're naturally getting smaller. So hiring a ton of teachers now is likely going to mean you have to fire them later anyway. It's like this was not a well thought out mandate, but it's being pushed in the city. So it seems like they're picking their battles pretty reasonably. That's what I'm saying. My takeaway from this is that Zoran is not being super ideological and saying, I will cut absolutely nothing that is important to my base or whatever. He's picking battles that are worth fighting for a long-term goal of getting his major goals done and balancing the budget. I have to say, this to me is impressive. I'm more impressed with this than anything else. I'm being genuine. I literally think that like being a real politician is the art of trade-offs and the art of priorities. It's like picking what has to go down so this can go up. If you try to have it all, you often end up just making life miserable for people down the road. And I think he's doing a good job. I think he's not sacrificing the programs voters loved about him when he ran for office, but he is making sacrifices and things he has to do. Now, what's interesting is I think there's a trigger word. He mentioned it in the speech there, austerity. Austerity. I think this word is such, I don't know. I find it to be used in such bad faith so many times. And I think he's a really good political messenger because he was able to cut things like, I don't know, hiring new teachers and pension pays and say, well, it's not austerity. Well, other people, they would be throwing this word at him. I guess what I'm going to say is I think if you're like cutting health services to give tax breaks to rich people, that's austerity. But if you're balancing your fucking budget, that's not austerity. That's just balancing the budget. That's just spending the money you have and not more. So I find it to be frustrating that it gets used for any cut for any government service ever. I think it's annoying. But I think people have a rightly learned fear of cuts because often the rich never pay. That's why I like that his big flagship program was like, we're making the rich pay more on second homes. I think they should do more of this, but it's hard for him without the state's approval. But yeah, that's the idea. It's like you're trying to make it so everyone is sort of pitching in on getting this balanced. How can they delay pensions? They're not delaying pension payouts. People, if you're retiring right now and you get paid a pension, you're still getting the same amount. But every year, the New York City government puts a certain amount of money into the lump of pie, basically the big pile in the bank where pensions get paid out of. They're just not putting their payment in this time. They're delaying their contribution. So the pension reserve is not being added to. That's correct. That's correct. And by the way, that will have to be dealt with eventually. It's partly a can kicking. It's not the biggest contributor to this 12 billion, but it is. It's worth mentioning. And I do think that like it's a bit of I think it's like a last mile thing to be able to say we balanced the budget completely to $0, to be honest. I think you could have gotten all the way down to the last 1.7 billion, but it doesn't feel as good. So it's like a partial delay to be able like to get to the end. You think he's making any missteps? I think this pension thing could blow up on him. Here's the truth is that, look, when you delay a pension contribution, you have to give even more the next time to make the math work out. Because money grows over time when it's in the big pile in the bank. So if you don't make it now, you have to make even more later to make it even to where it should be. And other cities have tried this with bigger amounts than this, but they've tried it. And it often leads to like, suffering for the pension, which can lead to like huge union backlash from like teachers unions and sanitation workers unions and things like that against the city. And the governor can get caught in fights on that. So if there's any risk, if there's any landmine here, it's at the pension contribution part. But everything else seems like pretty reasonable. I think he's like made pretty reasonable cuts. He's betting he can increase revenue next time to cover it. Yeah, that's what it is. Basically, that's the long and short of it. And I do think that part of it is a frustrating thing. Is like, okay, you know, if you're trying to fill a $12 billion shortfall, part of it is cutting spending, which he's done, and part of it is raising taxes. But he's really handcuffed on his ability to raise taxes because you need the state level support. You need like Governor Hochul to help you out with that. And so he can raise property tax, which he threatened to do, ended up not doing because he got the money from the state. But he can't raise like income taxes. And that's the big fucking question mark. Is like, if you could find a way to raise income taxes on the rich, you could cover this shortfall pretty quickly. Would you be opposed to a one-time wealth tax for streamers? Yeah, I'd be opposed to that. I think there should be the opposite. There should be a one-time wealth dividend where streamers finally get paid by the government for their fucking noble work they do. I think XQC and I should get millions of dollars from the tax. I think we should get the pension money. I think we should get New York City firefighter pension money. It should go to streamers. Anyway, I think it's a nuanced thing, like all things are. I wish I could tell you that's like he did an absolutely perfect job. But what I'm saying is that's never real life. And I honestly, after reading through all of what he did, I give him real credit because I genuinely am impressed. I'm not like the world's biggest Mamdani glazer or whatever. I literally have like been watching closely and changing. And as he's gone along, I've been more impressed because he's one of the few refreshing politicians who talks about the budget and like cares about it and wants to it's like so fucking rare. It's so rare. And he's really trying and he's like really making hard choices. I to be honest, I just find it to be impressive. So I hope he's successful. Note to Joy, thank you for the prime. Would you do an interview with him when he asked? We had an interview with him. We really we missed our window. He doesn't really do non-New York interviews anymore. Now that he's married, he's like all in on New York-based media and like maybe super national media. But we had an interview with LS before the election, but it's like the timing didn't line up or whatever. And then by after the time, he became too big and too New York-based. So I don't think we'll get an interview with him, but never say never. We've gotten some big people. Would you interview Putin if Putin asked? Easily. But I wouldn't go to Russia to do it. I'd be too scared. If Putin comes to the Lemonade Stand studio, I'd interview him. Easily. Make him come to you, power move? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Or video call. What's your first question? I would say, why? How did you manage to do everything right? I would say, Vlad, how did you, in a world where it's so difficult to be a world leader, how did you manage to do the perfect thing for Russia? Vlad, have you heard of Squeaks? Do you think he can win Hitman? My first question would be, I would have a picture of Prigozhin, dude. And I'd be like, be honest, Vlad. That plane didn't just fall out of the sky. Keep it a buck with me, Vlad. Would you interview Ludwig if he asked? I got some big news again while we're here. Not only are we doing Hitman with Squeaks, but we are very likely, I'm going to say 90% sure, doing Monkey Ball with Ludwig. And the plan is to be Friday. That's right, I'm announcing it. It's a big fucking week. Monkey Ball with Lud. Not only Monkey Ball, but it's co-op Monkey Ball where our balls are, that doesn't sound right. Our balls are chained together. Co-op Monkey Ball mod where our balls are chained together in real life. And then also in the game, we're going to be playing, this is proof the pandemic is coming back. Hantavirus got us thinking, dude. We realized we got to bring back the classics. So that's the plan, I think. And it's simple. So we got Squeaks, Hitman. We got Ludwig Monkey Ball. We have some presentations of some sort that I'm working on. And then also I'm probably going to co-cast the Grubby Warcraft tournament to cheer for Hera and Simply. I also coached Simply a bit last night, who's the only night elf representative, or I guess the one I know. So those are some gaming things that are happening this week, but also some presentations that I'm been working on quite a bit. I want to do the Nacho presentation. I want to do the Trump G, and then also the Zuckerberg one, which has been very difficult to finish on account of Lemonade Stand. Really, I had to make today. Can I show you what I made? Wait, do you have a photo of it? This is a Lemonade Stand preview. You guys ever seen those things where it's like you have $15, pick your squad, NBA. It's like these. Yeah. I don't know if you ever seen one of these. It looks like this. Like you build a starting five like this. I made one of these for world leaders where it's like Alexander the Great, FDR, and then like Hitler. And we did it on the pod. But I had to like literally make a real version. I had to print out the photos and everything. Hitler at 5? No, Hitler's the cheapest one. You have $15, right? You have to make a team of so 5 liters though? Well, actually it was $10 and you have 3 liters. If you must know the exact specifics. You have to make a cabinet of 3. Show us the chart. Watch the fucking episode tomorrow and you'll see it. Hitler did his goal pretty well, though. Hitler's goal of 1,000-year Reich that lasted basically like 9.5 years destroyed the economy of his country and got him personally killed in a bunker, sadly alone. That did his goal pretty well. Just completely vaporized Germany's economy and stock market, and his 1,000-year Reich lasted no time at all. He made sure Germany didn't have debt. Germany had astronomical debt. All of his programs were funded with an astronomical amount of debt. At one point, the Nazis banned stocks from going down. It's like fucking Robin Hood in the game. Something you weren't allowed to sell; you could only buy. This is a real story. I'm not exaggerating. He ended World War II. He didn't even do that. World War II continued after his death with the Pacific Campaign. None of the things you're saying are real. He did kill Hitler. That's what you can say. He did kill Hitler. Everyone else talked a big game. Hitler actually got it done. He did. Fuck. You got to give him credit for that. He wanted to blow up and act like he don't know nobody. That's not what I would describe Hitler as. I would not say Hitler's biggest flaw is like that he acted brand new once he got famous and forgot his day ones. That doesn't seem to be an accurate critique of Hitler's many flaws. Is that he big dogged his old homies. I gotta say, he did fuck up that mustache for good, well-meaning actors like Charlie Chaplin. But I wouldn't say you're correct on anything else. Inflation report. I want to talk about that. Wait. Okay. Here's the deal. Here's the tea. Here's the tea, sisters. Okay. I responded to this today because I thought it was so fucking quaint. I thought it was so cute. You guys, this may even shock you to believe, but back in the before times of 2019, our central bank used to say that one of our biggest problems is we don't have enough inflation. This is a real relic from April 3rd, 2019, where Jerome Powell said low inflation is one of the major challenges of our time. Because back in those days, the long-term goal was 2% inflation, and they were at like 1.6 or something. They were below. Like, let's say this is the 2% line. Okay? We were technically underneath it. I'll use this to describe the reality. Or maybe we'll just use like a blue. There we go. It's like this. Okay, this is where we were. And then COVID happened, and we went way, way above it. This doesn't really accurately reflect how high above we got. We got to 10+%, okay? So we got really, 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 really high on inflation. And then, it's brought down. We've talked about the problems with the methodology system, but overall, full CPI, it's brought down. And it got down to as low as like 2-point-something%. But with the inflation report today, what we're seeing is that it's just going back up. We're like 3.8 in the most recent one from today. And if you know about how the central bank 2% inflation thing works, it's that it's a long-term average. So if you are above it for a long time, you need to be below it for a long time to average out to 2%. But that's not what they're doing. They're talking about maybe in the best case scenario, getting it down to 2% and sticking there, but we're not even close to that. And so what we're actually seeing is that it's going back up. And that's what today's report was about. I think the worst part of today's report with this big headline new number, it's not 3.8 actually. Let me make sure I got the exact number. Inflation report from today. Let me get it correctly because I don't want to inflation report. It is 3.8. I'm a genius. Never mind. I'm sorry. It is 3.8. And that's a pretty big spike, as you'll see here. Wrong direction. And what's horrible about this spike is, even though we never got back down to 2%, the thing that was holding it down and keeping it from getting too bad, guess what? Was fucking gas prices. It was like the one low inflation thing, the one where the price was actually going down. So it was like anchoring this from getting too bad. But now that that's gone, we're seeing it just go. It's like a beach ball held under the water, dude. It's like without that underpinning inflation, because again, gas prices are not just like what you pay for gas, but it keeps like travel prices low for trucks. It keeps like plastics prices low. Like low gas prices, low barrel oil prices, like keeps prices from getting too crazy all over the economy. But now they're all spiking, like, and this is like from April. It's only going to be higher for May. And so, I mean, it's a pretty spooky sign, this resurgence of inflation. And it does mean that the new guy in the Federal Reserve, Kevin Warsh, seen here, who's going to be in office for the likely next Fed meeting, Kevin Warsh, who has promised Trump, hey, man, I'm going to cut interest rates, don't worry, is kind of fucking stuck. Like, if you try to cut rates into like 4% inflation, it's going to rip your face off. It's going to go to fucking 12. Like, you don't have, like, you really need to be raising them. So I don't know. He's kind of like stuck. I wonder what Trump will do. Is he going to call him an idiot on day one if he raises rates? Is he going to say he's fucking dumbass, too late Warsh who never should have been appointed? It's going to be a weird situation. Or this guy's such a Trump toady that he does cut, and then we truly get like 2021 level inflation. Like the inflation report's pretty spooky because obviously, you know, the job market's not doing well, but if inflation starts to get really bad, then you have honest to God stagflation, which is like, nothing makes people angrier in the whole world. It was kind of like half stagflation where the job market was getting weak and inflation wasn't that good, but it was still around a little bit above 2. But if it's going up, that's, you know, then we're in a really bad spot. Studflation and 5'11" bros suffer. What does that mean? Studflation and 5'11". Oh, you're saying there's so many studs that 5'11" bros are getting priced out by the 6 feet plus. Well, you know what it is? It's that everybody's wearing these damn lifts in their shoes. As somebody who's 5'11", I have certainly been height mogged by somebody who I know is 5'10". And I tell you, I know how they did it. I know how they did it. I look down at the feet, and those shoes are not appropriately sized, bro. They're not appropriately sized. Was it Ludwig? Ludwig is 5'4" on stilts, bro. There's no shoe that could fix him. I'm talking about somebody else, but I'm not going to say who, because it's a real story. There is truly somebody I know that wears those lifts in their fucking shoes, and it's like, what are you doing, bro? It squeaks. It squeaks. It's definitely Aiden. Aiden is actually freakishly lanky already. If anything, he wants to wear like the opposite of lifts. I don't know. He wants to like crouch. Leg shortening surgery. Yeah, exactly. I think that's anything else in the inflation thing I should ask. I think that's the main thing. It's like, it was just a bad report today. It's just a bad report. Honestly, there's so many economic bad reports coming out, and the stock market does not care. That's what the first third of my Zuck presentation is about. It's about what's going on in the stock market. So hopefully I have that done really soon. But it's stock market does not care. And we're in a true, I mean, more than it's ever been in my whole life. Stock market is like la 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 la. I'm not listening. When was it close to this before? I mean, if I'm being honest with you, 2007. 2007. I saw a good 2007 stat today. Did you guys know that United States fertility rates peaked in 2007? So there's two things that happened here. Either the Great Recession and the enormous amount of money printing, which dramatically changed the cost of asset prices, was bad for people starting homes or starting families and buying homes, or the release of the iPhone, or both. Or both. Either way, 2007 was, I mean, this is, when you really see it like this, it's how meteoric this fall off was, bro. Or it was Obama. Maybe everyone was fucking like crazy under George Bush. Look at that. When George Bush was in office, everyone wanted to have sex all the time. And then Obama comes out with his fucking tan suit and disgusted. I can't possibly maintain an erection when my president has a tan suit. Yeah, that's a really good theory. That's a really good theory. I think you might be onto something. It could be the tan suit. It was the bland lunches from Michelle. Well, I don't think people who are getting middle school lunches would be having kids, so I'm not 100% certain that's it. But I do think something in 2007, most likely the Great Recession and its consequences. It just feels like post 08, the middle class has never really bounced back in the same way. Things have been okay at some points, but that's when we started quantitative easing, man. And ever since then, it's like the system's been kind of low-key fucked underneath the hood. I think the rise of VTubers are lowering birth rates. Okay, counterpoint. This is when the VTubers appeared. Like after 2020, where it's either been flat or up. So if anything, VTubers are either making people have sex or they're already having no sex and it doesn't change anything. It does seem to be more about this. Why up here? Isn't this obvious? This is a birth rate mini spike from everyone being stuck at home alone with COVID. Or not home alone. Stuck with their partner in lockdown. This is just quarantine sex right here. This is the... Oh my God, you're right. In like 7 years, we'll have quarantines. People that were born during quarantine that are now teenagers. Holy. A fire generation title? It just wouldn't make sense for them because they're not going to remember the quarantine. It's so weird, but I guess, yeah, you can call them the quarantines. But also, you can't be a quarantine when you're 50. It's only going to work when they're young. That doesn't make sense at all, dude. It doesn't make sense at all. Baby boomers? Well, they had a lot of babies. This is, where's the... This is the baby boom. Okay. This massive fucking hump of people getting back from the war and having absurd amounts of sex. This is when all of these babies were born that dominated American politics for all this time. And so that's why it's called the baby boom, baby boomers, is because there was just so many fucking babies. What was 1909? I'm assuming this is just agrarian. Like if you continue this trend, it's like up back here. It's just like people lived on farms, bro. Before the 1910s, it's like you're back in the fucking farm economy days, bro. He's asking what 1909 was like for you. I was having a ton of sex. In 1909, I was having a ton of sex, no condom, not sticking around. just sort of traveling the country, bro. Just traveling the country. A lot of children that I didn't follow up with. Kind of a bad father, I guess, back in 1909. Atrioc Appleseed. Yeah, exactly. That's why they call it the Rust Belt. That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make even a lick of sense. Not even a little bit. So we just need another world war. If you think the biggest problem is people having sex, and you think this is a perfect rule that every time we have a world war, everyone will come back and have babies, then yeah, then I guess that's what we need is a World War III, so everyone can come home from World War III and have a ton of babies. I'm not sure that's a good idea. I'm going to be honest with you, especially because each world war was killing, you know, from the earliest example of a large scale multi-country war. You can think about like the Napoleonic Wars and things like that. Each one gets bigger and kills more people. And so World War III is likely to kill quite a few people. I got to be honest with you. We can tank it. All right. I mean, you guys, I'm too old to get drafted. I'm too old to get drafted. All right. So if you can tank it, you're going first, Unk? No. My ass is not listening to General Glizzy. They're going to make me a general and I'm going to go by General Glizzy. First of all, your ass would listen to General Glizzy. Okay, cadet? Or you're cleaning out the fucking latrine. I run a tight fucking ship. And we are going to war in Venezuela. And I am drawing all my war plans in Microsoft Paint. Okay, first, you guys are going to move in forward with the tanks like right this. And then you're going to use the tanks to blow them up. Okay? Writing this down. If you see drones, just, fuck if I know. Don't give up. No, don't give up. Don't stop fighting. Just serpentine. Serpentine. Like dodge and weave, you know? If you see a drone, be like this, kind of like shake them off. Okay? That they can't follow that well. I know my way around an Xbox controller, sir. All right, you're in the drone division. Okay? You're in the drone division. I need a lot of you who have played Call of Duty and had kill streaks. I need you in the drone division. What about the encirclement strategy, General? No, we don't do that. It's lame. It's outdated. What we do is the Atrioc strategy. We're going to attack them head on in broad daylight, direct assault. And what we're going to do is we're going to send wave after wave of Zoomers at them to overwhelm them. Some of you may die, but we'll power through the line. Okay? It's called a human wave. It'll be quite effective. What else do I want to talk about? I talked about inflation report. Oh, last story that I wanted to hit. I actually hit quite a number of stories today. I really, really wanted to hit this OpenAI story. Where did I put it? Because I think it's an interesting part of the AI backlash we're seeing. And again, I'm not an AI Luddite here. It's quite useful for learning things. And I always have to say this, but I do think it has value. But because it's coming so fast and furious, and because there doesn't seem to be any thought into what the rules are, a lot of bad things are happening, aside from just the layoffs and possible layoffs. AI Luddite? Yeah, it's just because I don't like Ludwig. I don't like Ludwig. No, this was the kid that died of a drug overdose because he asked ChatGPT if you could mix kratom, which we've watched the video on, and Xanax. I mean, could you take both at the same time? Is it safe to take both? And it's not, but ChatGPT said it was. They were like, yeah, it's fine. And so he did it, and then he died. And they have his fucking messages. And so it's like, it's this weird thing where, I mean, obviously the kid it's not the smartest thing to do. But what's weird about ChatGPT is, unlike Google, where, you can be like, well, I don't know what the quality of source. ChatGPT always talks so authoritatively. It's like, yeah, it's fine. It's good. Yep, that's fine. You're fine to do that. And it's like, especially for young people, it's like, that is brain frying. I mean, it's very dangerous to have that be a habit. And so, yeah, I don't know. That's a big lawsuit. I wonder how it's going to break down. But it does, based on what I saw, the facts are pretty cut and dry in that they have his whole conversation. And he didn't, game it. That's the thing, is I thought maybe he, gamed it. He, asked it in a weird way. But he really just is, asking, is this an okay thing to do? And then it doesn't go, I don't know. It goes, yes. It's like, yeah, don't worry. Kratom and Xanax, that's a combo. What? That's a pretty tough legal battle. I gotta say another thing, another ChatGPT story. I was at the airport because I flew back yesterday from seeing my family. And when we landed in the airport, I saw somebody, he's describing this out loud to the person he's talking to, so it was easier for me to understand. This is a hand of God story, by the way. He's asking ChatGPT where he picks up his baggage, which baggage claim, which carousel is going to have his baggage after he got off the plane. And this is a man older than me, which you're going to say is impossible, but this is a man who looked like to be in his 40s, right? Probably a father, because he had the kids with him. So, do you understand how cooked we are if that is the person's first instinct? How is... I don't know. It really kind of shocked me. I mean, I'd Google it. Yeah, Googling it is fine. ChatGPT is essentially, in this example of a piece of information like this, ChatGPT is not in any way more knowledgeable than Google, because it's just scraping Google and possibly misinterpreting it. It can't know the answer to your question, especially if it's not an updated online thing. And so you're almost certainly going to get the wrong information. But secondly, and more importantly than that, is that the information he was looking for was on a sign right in front of his face. How do you think I found it? Do you understand? It's the baggage carousel information is available for you in the airport. And he was not, his first instinct was to use ChatGPT for that. So you have to understand that that's the spookier part for me. It's not that maybe it did scrape the website and find the right answer. I don't know how it would, because it's not a thing that's published online. and it has no way of figuring it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, but maybe it got it right. But the more important was like he thought that was the most intelligent thing to do in that moment. I find it the way my forefathers did. Look at somebody who knows where they're going when you get off the plane. yeah, I do the same thing. I stumble off the plane sleepily and I follow the crowd. Yeah, it's fine. But I don't ask ChatGPT. Anyway, maybe some of you think it's not a big deal. I thought it was shocking to me. Are you planning on watching the new CoffeeZilla video on stream? It didn't look that interesting to me. I saw the title and thumb. I think it was like, the government says you're gambling too much. I'm not gambling too much. I just gamble on everything. Oh, CoffeeZilla, not Voidzilla. What's that one? Exposing a $300 million scam? Yeah, maybe. But you know, I don't get out of bed for less than a billy. A $300 million scam? That's nothing, dude. That's nothing. Is The Boys today or that's tomorrow? The Boys is tomorrow. New Boys episode is tomorrow. We're going to watch it the day it comes out, which will be cool. Can you play daily games? It's been a while. I don't think so. I will probably cover Australian budget changes, yes, but not today. I have to do some reading. But I will be covering that. What games are you playing right now? I only play a little bit of Warcraft. That's it. I only think I can play 2 games today. But I am enjoying it. I will be training with Hera for his tournament on Thursday or Friday. Oh, last thing. I forgot to mention. Last thing. Okay. Tomorrow is Wednesday, right? Let me make sure I have the exact time. Tomorrow is Wednesday. Oh, I'm sorry. Thursday. Thursday at 1 p.m. Pacific. I am interviewing Melody Wright again as a follow-up to our interview 6 months ago about the housing market. I'm gonna ask follow-up questions based on things we talked about first time, and she is going to give us new breakdowns on where the housing market is in America currently and what's happening in different regions, and I think it'll be very cool. And so that is what we're doing on Thursday at 1. It'll also be a clip if you're not available. So we have a lot this week. We have this week's thing, the Ludwig thing, the Melody Wright thing. I'm training with Hera, and hopefully I can finish these fucking presentations. But the LS and the Primogen thing kind of fucked me. Tomorrow's not Thursday? No, it's on Thursday. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She was awesome. She had unique, interesting insights. Yeah, she's great. I literally love her Substack. She's one of the best voices in housing. I'm very excited to talk to her again. I do need to do a little bit of prep. I have some questions that I wrote down, but I'm jumping thing to thing, so I need to finish. Are you going to play Lego Batman 4 when it comes out? I worked in that game. I can tell you right now, I appreciate you work at Twitch. No. Not a fucking chance in hell. Not a chance in hell. Now, you should pass this message along to your boss, Dan Clancy, okay? Head of Clancyville. That maybe I'm not going to play Lego Batman, but I'm going to be the Batman of Clancyville and take down his corrupt ass. So pass that shit along, okay? Let him know he's not safe. Let him know he's not safe. And then if he watches Batman thinking it's all good and it's just a fun little show, he's got another thing coming. Where do you read your news? What's your favorite news outlet? My favorite news outlet is Big A Clips. So what I do is I watch Big A Clips in the morning and then I talk about what I heard at stream at night. That's my favorite. He just keeps me updated in a nice, concise way. It's funny and like it's got a nice energy. And I watch that in the morning and then I just talk about what I heard. Can Big A Clips talk about Xbox Game Pass? I did. Maybe not. Talked about it when the new CEO got there. I don't think the new fucking price drop is anything to write home about. I'll say it. I'm not sold yet that the new fucking CEO of Xbox has done anything special at all. So far, it's been like a few like softballs, like a few like really easy things to be like, wow. And then there's like the price drop of $7 that's still higher than it was before the price raise. Okay? And they dropped COD from it. So what is the big change that is like, holy shit, she's figured it out? It just doesn't, like, I'm not saying she can't do it. I'm just saying it's clearly not done yet. Everyone's flipping so quickly. They're going to veer off AI. I'll believe it when I see it, is all I'm saying. When Microsoft veers away from AI, I'll believe it when I see it. They haven't turned around the sales numbers, so like, you're not playing Xbox with your friends. Like, what is the? Have they announced any big new games? Is there? I don't know. Like the stuff that would be like hard to do has not been done yet. So, that's on the devs, bro. Well, you could get an exclusive, right? You could pay for that. That's on you as the. But we'll see. We'll see. Maybe he was. So anyway, that's what I ask about that. I'm not 100% sure. Atrioc hit up Omegle. I would crush Omegle. Don't you worry about that. But I'm afraid of people like flashing a dick on screen or something, and then I get banned. So, what's this?
When you're negotiating with Iran, Mr. President, to what extent are Americans' financial situations motivating you to make a deal?
Not even a little bit. The only thing that matters when I'm talking about Iran, they can't have a nuclear weapon. I don't think about Americans' financial situation. I don't think about anybody. I think about one thing. We cannot let Iran have a nuclear weapon. That's all. That's the only thing that motivates.
Well, that's a tough quote. Turn the engine off. Turn it up, bro. I don't think about Americans' financial situation at all. Is a tough one. That's a tough one. I do think, the Hormuz update is that, I mean, the negotiations are just not getting anywhere. I think actually, the only interesting thing to come out of the recent Iran news is that the UAE turns out did strike Iran back in April. That it's actually a 4-person war, I guess. Israel, America, Iran, and UAE. Wasn't it Saudis? They might have too, but UAE was the big strikes. Why don't the UAE like Iran? Well, they did get shot with missiles by Iran, which is a part of it. But it's interesting because the UAE leaving OPEC and striking Iran, thus contributing to the war effort, is interesting. Were the Strait of Hormuz not a albatross around Trump's neck, this could have been a beneficial breakaway from OPEC. Watch the new Hoser video for context. Well, all you guys do is watch YouTube, huh? Everyone here got fucking 15 new YouTube videos to recommend. Hoser report, the war. This is 30 minutes about something I think I know most about. What does the take me to church guy know about Iran? Let's listen to that. Let's listen to that, dude. Now that's that'll teach us more about the war in Iran than anything else. With Iran, if you have to ask, you don't know. You know what I'm saying? You're already fucking lost. I can't explain everything to you. I can't spoon feed it all to you. If it's not obvious how that explains the whole geopolitical situation in the Middle East, then what's... I don't think the UAE leaving OPEC means much. They want a temporary break, take advantage of max oil pot when Hormuz ruins. I suspect they'll join it. Suspect that based on what, Star Destro? What? This is based on what? You're pretty confident that UAE is going to rejoin OPEC immediately after fucking Hormuz because of what? By the way, if you're a cartel and one of your members can leave whenever they want to take advantage of higher prices and make a fuck ton of money at your expense and then rejoin after it's over to take advantage of the cartel beneficiation, then you're not a very good cartel. It doesn't, then everybody's incentivized to leave whenever they want. Is OPEC a cartel? Yeah, it's a fucking classic cartel. Fairweather cartel. Is what? Isn't OPEC kind of good for America because we export so much oil and they keep the prices high? And it's good for American oil exporters like Chevron and Exxon. I guess maybe. No, we want oil prices to be low. The vast majority of Americans consume oil. They don't produce and sell it. So OPEC is not good. No, OPEC is a group of countries voluntarily cutting their exports to try and keep prices high so they can make more money. You're supposed to consume it. I've been putting it in my car. Okay. All right, guys. I'm already tired because I've been recording all day, and you guys are in your you're in your goofy phase. And also, I'm out of topics. I think I'm gonna end, bro. I just wanted I only streamed today because I felt bad that I've been fucking not streaming. I honestly just wanted to go live and talk about some of the news I've been reading this morning. But this is the beginning of the process. I promise you, I swear to God, I am getting my life back on the fucking proper schedule. I am doing it. I went to sleep perfect time last night. I did get a bunch done today. It's just I built up a lot of fucking requirements for things I have to fucking do. And I did, by the way, if you check out Big Ed Clips, I did record a offline video with Primogen today. I do have squeaks tomorrow. We're getting shit done. And you're gonna have to bear with me as we fucking move back into a schedule. So thanks for watching. Appreciate you. And we're gonna keep this gravy train rolling tomorrow. Thank you for watching. I need to go crash, and it's already 10, bro. I gotta spend time with Ari, and then I gotta go to bed. So see you tomorrow, Sevens. Appreciate you. And tomorrow, Squeaks, I believe we're doing it it's like later in the day, because he's gonna stream his part first, and then we're gonna join. So 07s, 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 07s. We're gonna raid Simply. We're gonna raid Simply, who is my pick for Night Elf GOAT of this tournament. Wish it some luck. I hope he does well. Thanks for watching. Goodbye, bye-bye. 07s, appreciate you. Good night.